what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're continuing on with the body kit for the S15 today. You would have seen me just edit into that last video if you watched it. If not, go watch it. But I mixed the paint up wrong, so I put 2:1 with hardener in my base coat, and we're gonna try save it. So the paint looks fine. It just looks orange peely. As I shown you in the last video. I'll give you guys another gander. It's got heaps of dust and crap on it, but we'll just have a look at the orange peel. See if we can pick it up here. There you go. So it's got heaps of orange peel. It's pretty standard, really. Like clear coat sets a bit like that. What I'm hoping is that the base coat is an orange peel as well, because I mixed it up like a clear coat. So let's hope that the orange peel is just in the clear, and when I wet rub it, we can take it back to a nice glassy finish. If not, burn the car, she'll be right. Just go drifting in the S14. But yeah, over here we got the bonnet boot. So we're gonna do a little bit of a test. So I've masked off that area. I'm gonna clean it, I'm gonna wet rub it, I'm gonna polish it, and see if it's savable. So over here we got some 2000 grit pads for the orbital, a soft sanding block, 2000 grit sandpaper, and some 1500 grit sandpaper. We're going to start with that. On the boot, we're probably just going to use the orbital after the 1500 grit, and then we got some polishing compound, drying towel, and there's a polisher over there that we'll be using. Yeah, without further ado, I'm going to wipe it down with some metho and start hand sanding it with the 1500. The paint is still pretty soft, not going to lie. I can mark it with my fingernail, but I'm sick of waiting. I'm going to just have a little crack. Alright, so I ended up hitting it with the orbital sander on the 2000 grit as well just then. And I mean, we've gotten rid of all the orange peel basically. I'm not sure if I need to go more or if I've gone too much. I don't know what I'm doing basically. So I'm going to polish this and see if we've still got clear coat left. And I think I've gotten rid of all the orange peel. There might still be some in there. It looks pretty good though, so I'm just going to polish it and see what happens, because I don't want to go too far. I'd rather, yeah, sand it again than to go too far. So I'm going to get the polisher out and see if we still got clear coat there and what it's going to look like. So a bucketload more sanding and polishing. This is where we're at. Still not happy with it. It's not bad. Looks better on camera probably. I don't know if you can see all the scratches in it. Still got a heap of scratches in it. I don't know if it's from polishing or sanding. And there's still heaps of little white speckles in it. I don't think the camera's going to pick it up. You can see though the difference. If you look at the light, that's the old paint. And that's this one right there. You go. You can see all the scratches there. It's a whole lot better, but still not happy. I reckon I laid the clear coat on way too thick. So I'm just going to keep knocking it back. Alright, so I've done a fair bit more wet sanding and polishing on the S15, and I've put some panels back on. And it's not great. This is where we're at. Rear bar and boot is back on. Wet sanded and polished a bit. The boot is pretty shit, to be honest. It's got mad white speckles in it because I just sprayed the clear coat on way too thick and way too quickly. So the clear probably needs to be redone on that, but rear bar looks pretty good. That came up pretty sweet. Everything needs a wash, but rear bar came up pretty sweet. Looks pretty sick without the reflectors. Not real happy with the boot, but it is what it is. And the bonnet's been wet sanded, but not polished. I gave one spot a quick little polish, but it's still fairly orange peely. It's not too bad. It'll probably look alright with a polish. I'm gonna have to put the S15 on hold because we're actually going drifting next weekend. Sadly, S15 is gonna have to get pushed aside because I need to get the S14 in here and start getting it ready. So that's gonna be the next video you see, and I'm gonna have to continue this one after the S14 is ready. So until then, alrighty, and we are back from the drifts. That video will already be up, so go watch it now if you haven't already seen it. It was a pretty disappointing weekend though, but go watch it. But we're back on the S15. I've put it in this other shed and I've just begun to polish the bonnet that I wet rubbed back the other day. So I'm going to continue polishing that back to gloss. I've finally washed the car, which is nice. It is clean. Not sure if I showed it yet, but got the rear bar and boot all bolted up. Rear bar looks amazing with the reflector delete. It came up really nice too, but the boot is shit house, but it is what it is. Rear bar looks nice. It probably needs a bit more of a polish, to be honest. There's a few flat spots because I rushed it. Need to restore the headlights as well, so I might rub them back and clear them, or just do a restoration kit on them. Not sure yet. Now I'm going to go ahead, keep polishing this bonnet and bring it back to that nice gloss. Alright, got the front bar all wet rubbed, ready for a polish. So I just did 2000 grit and 3000 grit on the orbital. I only did the main spots that I'm going to be able to get to with the polisher because I'm a bit worried if I sand in here, I'm not going to be able to bring the shine back just with a hand polish. So I've just done these main spots I'm going to be able to get to. Just gave it a wax and grease remove. You can see it's all matte now, all the gloss is gone. So now we polish it and bring it back. It should come up nice and smooth. Get rid of a lot of the orange peel. Alrighty, we're doing more on this body kit. It's been a bit slow going because, you know, work and all that, but yeah, I do not remember what I was filming last. I got no idea. But regardless, I got the fog lights mounted in the front bar with some mesh. Looking alright, and got some mesh in the side. I still need to do mesh in the front and mesh on this side. I cut out the splitter for the front bar. It's not actually on, it's just cut out. It still needs to be cleaned up and trimmed, whatnot. I've shown it in videos before, but the way I do that, I got the big sheet of plastic, which is not so big anymore. Sit the front bar on there, screw it down so it stays in place. Work out how far I want the splitter to come away from this edge, and then just get a bit of cardboard, stab a hole in it, and then basically just run around with a texture in there and trace around the bar like that, say 40mm off, onto the plastic, and then use a jigsaw to cut it out. We're getting there, we're almost going to have this kit done. I'm so keen to get the splitters and everything done, everything on the car, maybe restore the headlights and get it looking crispy, and then go for a drive because the car's been off the road for way too long now. But I'm going to get stuck into it, get some shit happening. There she is, just mocked up. Alright, it's going to look absolutely epic, really aggressive. So stoked, let's go. Keen to get this thing finished. Woo. Alright, this one I'm doing a little bit differently with the rear pod, same idea, but I've folded the cardboard up so it runs along this outside edge and then it doesn't slip in there because it changes a little bit, and I want the shape of the splitter to follow this outside edge shape of the pod, so I've done that. And then out around the back here, I kind of want it to taper in to less and then sort of finish. So I'm just going to freehand sort of the shape I want, and then hopefully I can just flip it, trace it onto another bit, and then use that for the other side. Hopefully. Oh, look at it.
Who's this ugly mug? Look at this bloke. What's he doing here?
It's all rubbish.
Yeah. It's all rubbish out here. What we got here, mate?
We're making some rear splitters, mate.
Some rear splitties. Rear splitties. Rear splitties. What's next? What do we do next, mate? Show us behind the scenes. Look at this. Other side of the camera. Look at him go. He's a bit nervous.
He's a bit shy.
He doesn't like holding the camera.
Caught me off guard.
Here we are. What are we
Busy.
Bit of splitties going on.
Working hard.
Look at the lines. You can see it. Yeah, we just cut them right.
I made one,
We got one over here. Look.
and then I flipped it and traced it. Hopefully both the rear pods are the same.
That's how we do it out here. It's a lot of hope.
Should be good. There's always a lot of hope, mate. Built off hopes and dreams.
All the angles out here.
This is going to be interesting. I should have cut that with the circle like I did the other one.
Yeah, it should be right. Parking straight through there. What do you reckon, Knackers?
Not bad, mate. What do you reckon?
Yeah, she's parking pretty good out here at Jay Scott Drifts.
Splitters are officially made. That's a good feeling. There's a pain in the ass. There's the pods. Gonna look absolutely epic. Side skirts are test mocked up. Front one. Another side one. Oh yeah, all about it. Just got to pull them off now, sand them, hit them with some paint. Black. I don't know what sort of black. I've got a bit of satin black left over, but yeah, I don't know. I'll hit them with some sort of paint. And get them bolted on, get the front bar on, wire the fog lights up. I'm going to put the badge back on the bonnet and the windscreen squirters. And then pull her out, give her a wash, and stand back, take it back. Geez, a beauty. Alright, I've been doing a little bit more on the S15's kit. I took the splitters out this morning, sanded them, sprayed them, came up alright. I've got the side skirt ones mounted, and I've just got one rear pod on, and just trying to get like some Aerodite to stick here while the Sikaflex is still wet. All the mesh is done in the front bar, fog lights are mounted. Should look alright when it's all bolted up. What have we got going on, mate? Fucking RB things.
Screams.
What height? Same height as the dump.
You reckon?
Yeah. Flush.
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 Too low.
Bang. Beautiful.
Too low.
Nah, you could have it flush. We're fine shooting that way. See where the S14s is. Well, the old one. And the new one's out the bonnet. Out the bonnet's a good spot for them. What? These rear pods are a bit of a bitch too. There's like a massive gap there in between the rear bar and the pod, like a 20mm gap, so you can't really even put screws up. You could have used spacers and shit, and I put one screw there, and the rest is all Sikaflex, and then a couple of screws in the front there. But yeah, they're not ideal, a little bit shit. This bloody Aero moulded fiberglass stuff's not perfect, that's for sure. Alrighty, the car is all finished. I'm filming on my phone because I forgot my camera. Got her out for a bit of a drive. Whew, she's looking spicy. Just before I show you guys, make sure you smack the like button if you haven't already. Help push the video out more and reach more people. But yeah, here she is. She's not perfect. I need to touch a few things up, but damn, she's spicy. And it just started drizzling rain. Great. But yeah, here she is.
27 hearts beat.
Hope you guys are loving what the S15 is looking like now. I'm filming this outro now because the one I filmed on my phone, the audio just all cocked up, but yeah, I'm so stoked with how she come out. Still got a few things I want to do, maybe a roof wing and a boot lip and get the boot fixed as well. Not sure if I'll do it myself because pretty jack of painting things. But yeah, she's looking good. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Smack the like button if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're not already, and stay tuned for the next video.